Iginiit ni Foreign Affairs Secretary Maria Teresa Lazaro ang kahalagahan ng dialogue o pakikipag-usap para maayos ang sigalot sa West Philippine Sea. Sa part 2 ng exclusive interview sa Billionario News Channel, nagpahayag din si Lazaro ng pag-asa na matatapos ngayong taon ang matagal nang inaasam na Code of Conduct sa South China Sea. Mayroon din daw siyang strategy para rito. All eyes on the Philippines ngayong taon sa muling pag-host ng bansa ng mga ASEAN meetings. Bukod sa pagbisita ng mga regional at world leaders, inaabangan kung matatapos na ang pinakaaasam-asam na Code of Conduct sa pagitan ng ASEAN at China sa South China Sea na mahigit 15 taon ng pinag-uusapan. 2023 nang mag-commit ang grupo na tapusin ito sa loob ng 3 taon. Timing naman na pumatak ang deadline kung kailan Pilipinas ang host matapos umatras ang Myanmar. Sa isang exclusive interview, sinabi ni Foreign Affairs Secretary Maria Teresa Lazaro sa Billionario News Channel na may strategiya siya para maabot ito.
Much has been done. Discussions have been have ensued, and we have been playing an active role. And ASEAN is also invested so much on this. So this is something that that we are now looking carefully, and actually I have certain strategies, but I can only discuss this with my ASEAN counterparts when we have this retreat.
In terms of your level of confidence, ma'am, can we expect a COC this year, within the year?
I'm always hopeful. It is really it's really a difficult one, but I'll just say that we'll endeavor to do our best.
Pinaka-contentious pa rin sa usapin kung magiging legally binding document ang COC para magkaroon ito ng pangil kung sakaling may paglabag sa mga alituntunin.
And then specifically, ma'am, ano yung pinaka-contentious? So that's just
I think the most contentious issue is in the milestone, and basically whether this document will be legally binding or not. There's still discussions continuing, and I think this will be something that will be I mean, even probably it might be raised to the level of the foreign ministers, but we'll see. It's really an evolving, a living document, and but we are all, I think, including the whole of ASEAN, including China, is really involved in and trying to finish this document as mandated by the foreign ministers.
Kung sakali, may iba ito sa nabuong Declaration on the Conduct of Parties in the South China Sea noong 2002, kung saan nangako ang ASEAN at China na ipatutupad ang self-restraint o pagpigil sa sarili na paigtingin ang sigalot o gawing komplikado ang sitwasyon sa dagat, kabilang ang pagtira sa mga uninhabited islands. Dahil hindi binding ang DOC, nanatiling walang pangil ang dokumento at tuloy ang island building ng ibang bansa, kabilang ang pagtayo ng military installations nang hindi napapanagot.
Well, as stated in the document itself, it's a code of conduct, and therefore, practically, probably the most important aspect of this is the concept of self-restraint. Well, basically, that's how things are evolving from the definition of the terms of reference of self-restraint. Again, I'm hopeful that, and we are. It's not only the Philippines. It's even practically, because we have all ASEAN have all invested in this document. Now, this one we are endeavoring to make it a legally binding document. So that makes a whole of a difference.
Para kay Lazaro, mahalaga pa rin ang dialogue o pakikipag-usap para maayos ang anumang gusot at pagbaba ng tensyon. Sa gitna ng mga agresibong aksyon ng China sa West Philippine Sea, nasa 59 na diplomatic protests na ang inihain ng Pilipinas laban sa China sa ilalim ng Marcos administration.
Simply because we're also talking to them. We've been discussing them. We also have demarches. We call them to the Department of Foreign Affairs and discuss these issues with them. So protest documents follows thereafter. So and there are also various ways in giving attention to what the intrusions that China has done to our territory. So I mean that's how we do things. So it may not be as many as before, but there are various ways also of discussing these issues with our Chinese counterparts.
Napag-uusapan din ang mga issue kapag ipinatatawag ang mga opisyal ng China at sa serye ng Bilateral Consultative Mechanism o BCM.
And have these steps been helpful to improve the overall
yes,
situation?
Definitely. It is my view that any form of diplomatic dialogue is always helpful. It is definitely the trajectory of every discussion between any other on a bilateral basis is always helpful, and it's steps towards trying to arrive at a certain objective. But to your answer, yes, the bilateral consultative mechanism has always been helpful, and we hope that it will continue.
Kapayapaan din ang nais isulong ng Pilipinas sa pagkampanya ng bansa na makuha ang isa sa 10 non-permanent seat sa Security Council ng United Nations sa 2027 hanggang 2028. Ayon kay Lazaro, nais bigyang diin ng Pilipinas ang kahalagahan ng peaceful conflict resolution, gaya ng naging karanasan sa peace talks at pagbuo ng Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao.
And I think it's about time that the Philippines again projects itself as a pathfinder, consensus builder, and a regional leader.
Sa Hunyo, gaganapin ang eleksyon sa UN Security Council para sa pwestong huling nakuha ng Pilipinas noon pang 2004 hanggang 2005.